Three tomatoes are walking down the street. Papa tomato, mama tomato, and baby tomato.
Plain Ketchup presents.
Starring Lindsay Hinkle and Jamie Nelson.
What is the secret ingredient in that sauce?
Mainly ketchup, but there's some other stuff.
Everybody's favorite condiment-themed entertainment podcast.
Put some hot sauce on my burrito, baby!
Hot sauce.
Nobody puts ketchup on a hot dog.
Hello, Jamie Nelson here, and you are listening to Hot Sauce on PlainKetchupPodcast.com.
With me, my co-host, Lindsay Hinkle. And the theme of the month is live performances.
Today I've got a real special treat for you, coming all the way from Australia, singer, musician, rock star Sarah McLeod.
I'm really excited to talk to her, but while I wait, I guess I'm stuck talking to Lindsay.
Remember how we always used to go to the loft?
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. There was that one time at Halloween when we went to the loft.
Are you thinking of what I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
With the pumpkin?
Yes!
I need to know, what you remember from that night, and I need to say what I remember from that night.
Okay, I remember very specifically, there's 100 pumpkins that they brought into the loft, but there's this mosh pit in the loft, and it's literally a mosh pit, it's actually in a pit. Partway through the moshing, someone decides it would be really funny to put a bunch of the pumpkins in the mosh pit, and then so there's all these people crammed in there moshing around and slamming into each other like they normally do, except for now there's pumpkin guts everywhere, and it becomes this huge slippery ice rink mosh. And at one point someone kicked a piece of huge pumpkin and it hit me in the knee, and my whole knee just went purple for days.
What I remember, I also remember all the pumpkins. I remember someone thinking it'd be a great idea to start smashing the pumpkins in the mosh pit. I think it was a ska band that was playing at this point. It wasn't the slamming around into each other mosh pit. It was
skanking.
I was going to say skank dancing, but that's completely different than skanking. So Nick and I were dancing in the same general vicinity of each other, and he slipped on the pumpkin mid-kick and kicked me in the ass. He fell down, and I fell down, and my ass hurt for a week.
Where was I? I don't remember Lindsay fall. I guess everyone falls down.
You were in the corner nursing your wounds, and I'm whatever, I'm gonna keep going, because I'm a moron, I'm young, I'm gonna live forever. And then I got kicked.
Well, on that painful note, let's bring in our guest.
Ha! Let's go! Take 5 just to feel alive, and you can, but you won't. I have to fly to somewhere cool, and you can, but you won't. Oh yeah, and don't be stressing, it's out of your control. Don't you know it's all about finding out how to be free? So won't you put your hands inside your pockets and turn a blind eye when it's coming to me?
You were just listening to the song Dancing Alone by Screaming Bikini. We'll play some more of that later because we've got with us lead bikini singer-musician Sarah McLeod.
Sarah, you are my very first international interview. How does that make you feel?
No shit. Cool. All right. Well, I'm proud to be your first international interview.
Do you remember the first time you were ever on stage?
Yeah, the first time I ever played on stage, I was actually in Bali, and I had never been on stage before, and I went to Bali with some friends of mine because Aussies always go to Bali. It's like spring break, yeah, you're going to go to Bali and cut loose because it's really close to us. And I was just straight out of high school, and I was with my friends, and they made me get up with this Balinese band, and I had so much fun. I played with them every single night while I was away, and they were like, hey, tomorrow night we're playing somewhere else, and I was like, radio, see you there. So I was touring with this Balinese band that didn't really speak any English, and then when I came back to Australia, I just put a band together and changed my whole career path. I was like, this is what I'm going to do. This is much better.
Wow, so it was actually getting on stage that actually inspired all of the music.
Completely.
Rather than wanting to be a rock star and then eventually having the opportunity of being on stage, which I think is usually the way it happens.
Yeah, see, I never wanted to be a rock star. I wanted to be a businesswoman. I wanted to be a stockbroker.
Really?
Yeah, I used to go down to the stock exchange and watch the trading, and I used to cruise around as a little kid in a stupid little suit. I thought I was Michael J. Fox. I was obsessed with Family Ties, and I thought I was this smart little business dude. And then I got up on stage once and went, forget that.
Wow.
I'm going to do this now. Changed everything.
The friends you were with, were they as surprised as you were?
Yeah, totally. They loved it. They were because they had to make me do it, because I was really scared. And they're like, you're doing it. They pushed me up there. And then they were like, woohoo. I think they got a bit sick of it toward the end because I stopped hanging out with them because every night I was touring with my new Balinese band. And they were like, hey, you want to go hit the gig? I'm like, can't, guys. Got a gig with the band.
What have we created?
I know. And they're like, okay. Yeah. And they asked me to stay in Bali for another 2 weeks for some special gig that were coming up. And I was even considering staying there. And the girls were like, dude, you got to come home. What are you doing? We're not going to lose you to Indonesia. You're not going to become some sort of Indonesian celebrity. Get out of here. I was like, yeah, you're right. What am I thinking?
You have done a lot of stuff under your own name, Sarah McLeod, but you've also been in bands and most recently Screaming Bikini.
My whole life I'd been in a rock band with 3 other boys, and then when I put my solo band together, it was me and a whole bunch of boys, and I've never actually played in a band with anything but boys, and the concept of even having a girl in the band has always been like, no, don't do that, you know, I'm the only girl. And then I was like, hang on, why don't we have a band that's just all girls? That'd be a bit of a nifty concept and something really different. And the bass player who plays with me, KJ, she's always been in a band just with all boys as well. So we were both like, this is a strange concept. But once we sort of started doing it, we found it really fun. And I mean, we don't really take it too seriously. It's kind of like, you know, the songs are pretty tongue-in-cheek and it's just kind of pretty playful. And it's a fun gig to be doing at the moment because it's very different from everything else that we've been doing.
We were in like an all-girl band in like high school, but I think we took ourselves way too seriously.
Really? Yeah, right. What were you called?
Simple Assault.
Simple Assault. No such thing.
When people go to your show, they probably expect a hard rock or electronic rock. How's the acoustic tour going?
Well, the acoustic tour actually seems to be surprisingly doing better than anything at the moment. And like it started off, you know, I've been like playing in like loud rock bands for so many years. I thought I'll just do a few gigs acoustically and see what happens. And it was only supposed to be, you know, like a month or so of touring, and it's doing so well. But now, like, we're still on the road. It's going to go right through till January next year. And we started in June. It's like 7 months tour, and we're still just touring the same country around and around. But it's doing well, and I don't know why. I mean, it's a pretty personable show. Like, it's pretty loose. KJ and I just kind of sit on the stage and chit-chat and drink a bottle of wine, and, you know, it's a lot of chit-chat. It's pretty funny. And then at the end, I go out and stand at the door and thank everyone for coming and shake everyone's hands and, like, say goodbye, because I feel like I've hosted some sort of elaborate dinner party and I need to like see my guests out in the socially acceptable, correct fashion.
They get gift bags on the way out.
Totally. No, it's the sort of dude. I'm like, yeah, hey, by the way, there's the merch stand if you like buying a CD, and I lurk around near the merch stand. But it's like a sweet kind of show compared to all the other, like the rock shows are like, you know, you get up, you're like, yeah, rock and roll, big show, and then you split out to the back. But these are like, you know, if you want to kind of get down with us and get to know us, it's like you're just coming over and hanging out, and I'm singing a couple of tunes. So the public seem to have kind of related to that, and it's just going a bit gangbusters, which is great fun because we love it. So I'm going to keep doing that whilst we're touring as Screaming Bikini as well.
I heard this vaguely, the words shipping container and Sydney Square. Do those words mean more to you than they mean to me?
Probably not. I heard the same words and went, what? I believe, and we are playing in some sort of shipping container in the middle of the city. I think they're lowering the shipping container into the city, and we have to get inside it and play a gig, some sort of surprise gig in some big box. Just call me Jack.
Do you hide there for like a few hours and then pop out? Like, what is it?
I would really like to think not. But who knows, because as you can see, I haven't actually asked enough questions. But I would like to think we could just swan in, but we'll see.
Yeah, or maybe you're in the shipping container when they lower it down, and then it hits the ground and you all like jump out.
That would be cool. Yeah, like more of an elaborate heavy bungee jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been doing some strange shows lately. The other night we played in a freaking Chinese restaurant. We played on a catwalk for a Vogue fashion parade for David Jones. So it's all sorts of strange things going on. I played the Playboy Mansion the other day.
Wow.
That was a club gig that I did, because I do these club gigs as well where I sing to a backing track of all the dance remixes that I've released, because I've also got this other life where I do club stuff.
All right.
So the Mansion was a club gig, and yeah, I just had to get up, and there was this like giant stage which had a catwalk attached to it, which led down to this huge bar in the middle of the lawns and swimming pool around it, and it had all scaffolding and huge lighting rig and everything. And I was just kind of climbing around the scaffolding and like waving to Hugh Hefner in his cabana with his bunnies, who was just desperately trying to stay awake because he's just so old.
Oh.
And they had a boxing ring, all these like heavyweight fighters boxing each other, and strange endangered animals walking around.
Very surreal.
Very surreal, yeah. Heaps of scantily clad black models and stuff. And me, in my leather pants and my rock boots going, uh-oh.
One of these does not belong.
Yeah, totally. One of these kids is doing the same thing.
What's the weirdest thing that's happened at a gig?
Probably one of the weirdest ones would have been this couple came up to me and said, "Hey, we've got this present for you." And they gave me a teddy bear, and around its waist was this like we call them bum bag. I think you guys call them fanny packs.
Oh, yes.
Which like just means something completely different to us. You didn't even want to know what that means. But anyway, in the little fanny pack had a videotape, and I went home and played it, and it was him with his girlfriend in the background. She's just chain smoking, wearing one of my T-shirts, and he's singing this dreadful song that he wrote for me about me, and yeah, with her just standing behind, like fragging on like those sisters from The Simpsons. It was a bit confronting. So that was probably one of the weirdest things that I've been given at a gig.
So what are the differences between like the different bands you play? Like, what's the difference between Super Jesus and Screaming Bikini versus Sarah McLeod as a solo artist?
Well, no, that's a good question actually, because there's such totally different forms of communicating with people. To be in a band and standing like in front of like a drummer and, you know, Marshall stacks, it's so, usually you're wearing earplugs, so you kind of, well, I am anyway, you kind of cut off a little bit to the audience, and you're very much in your zone with you and your band, and it's all about the rhythm and pumping it out and the energy. And then when you're playing acoustic, it's not about that at all. It's more about them, and you kind of like, you know, you're giving out so much with every song, and it's such a team effort. And because, you know, we're all sitting down and we're all like drinking and chatting, it's like a party. So it's hard to even compare the two. But to be honest, as much as I love fronting a big sounding rock band and, you know, like jumping around like a wanker, I actually do prefer the personable nature of the acoustic shows. I just feel like it's more suited to my character. I like it a little bit loose.
And do you prefer being on stage like with a guitar, or just like singing and jumping around, or?
Well, yeah, see, this is what I'm trying to work out, because like in my club shows, I play with no guitar. I'm just walking around with a microphone. And then in the Super Jesus and in Screaming Bikini, I'm tied to the guitar the whole time. And in the acoustic thing, I'm sitting down. So I need to like make sure one of the bands has got a bit of both, so I can sort of play a bit of guitar and then, you know, have some songs where I'm just rocking around, because I like to do both. But I don't really want to be stuck to the same instrument all night. I think you might start playing drums.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you ever consider like throwing in another instrument, like harmonica?
Yeah, absolutely. I just got a drum kit, and I've got a piano, and I've been like teaching myself all these other instruments. And I just feel like if you're musical and you're into music, then why wouldn't you want to try and play in lots of different other acts? But it just, you know, as long as people don't get confused. If I joined another band as a drummer, and as long as they don't know it's me, I could just wear a wig or something, but it would just be fun.
Yeah.
What did you play in your band?
Guitar, very badly.
In our band in high school, I played bass guitar.
Are you still playing?
I don't play bass anymore, but I still play piano and sing. Jamie, you still play, right?
Yeah, not like in a band or in public or anything, because I don't sing, so it's just kind of like I'm not going to get up on stage and just play acoustic guitar by myself.
No, you need to hook up with someone.
The thing is, I'm still pretty bad at it.
Well, you're not selling it very well.
Yeah, well, I have no intention of taking lessons, because I feel like it's one of those things where if somebody else teaches me how to do it, I feel like it's less mine.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah?
Yes, 100%. As soon as someone else is getting involved and telling you what to do, it's no fun anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I took violin in like middle school, and I didn't like that just because you have to practice at this time and you have to play these songs. And then I took piano lessons for like 5 years, and it makes it a chore because you have to be so much better the next week in order to move on to the next step or whatever. And it's not inspiring.
Too much pressure.
Yeah.
Too much admin. Takes all the fun out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If someone ever comes in and tries to tell me how to do something, like if their idea is better than mine, I should just give up and go, okay, well, you do it then. Like, I'm just much better off just being left to my own devices.
Right. You do music videos as well. That is performing? How is it, there's some obvious answers like lip syncing is different and stuff, but how is performing for music videos different than performing on the stage?
I like making music videos when we're performing as bands, like when we're holding guitars and we're, just kind of prancing around, acting like rock warriors. That's fun. But when you're in videos and you have to sort of do other things, I find that those ones are a little bit harder.
Yeah, like walking on a treadmill in high heels.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I hated that one.
Oh,
that was hard.
That looked hard.
Oh, man, and the song was, the tempo of the song was like 140 BPM or something. It was too quick to be comfortably walking on that thing at that speed in those heels. They were like 10 inches.
Did you like half time? Like
I was trying. I was like, can we sort of slow, the speed of the camera up? Or I was like, can I perhaps just wear the heels only when there's long shots? And they're like, no, because it makes your ass look different and blah blah blah. I'm thinking, bullshit. Like, well, I would have been fine in a pair of Converse, but they wouldn't listen to me.
Yay, Converse.
Yeah, I could have been running. Tell your story, jogging.
So, speaking of songs, do you have any advice for people outside of Australia to buy your music?
Well, all my solo work so far is available on iTunes. The Screaming Bikini stuff is not available on American iTunes because we were sort of baiting it. We're like, so we'd see how it goes in Australia first, and then if we want to venture elsewhere, then we were going to release it country by country.
Oh, okay.
So if they want to get a Screaming Bikini CD, the best way would be, actually, I'll put it on my Facebook so that you can buy it, because I've got an online store on my Facebook.
Oh, perfect. I'm very near New York City, and weren't you in New York for a while?
Yeah, I lived in New York for about a year. I miss that town. I could easily live in New York forever. It's probably the one place in the world that I actually felt really comfortable. I really liked it. I was in the East Village, and I knew everybody that was close by to me, so it was kind of like, you just walk out of your apartment and waddle along down the road and bump into people, and you feel like you never really have to make much of an effort to find anyone. It seemed like it was a really small town to me. It was like a little village, and it was a village, but it felt like a country town, more so than living in Sydney. Sydney's way more impersonal because it's just really large and all spread out, over like a much bigger area.
Yeah, New York, Manhattan at least is very dense.
Yeah, but I love that about it. So I came back because I have a dog here.
Oh.
But at the next available opportunity, I'm going to be there in a flash.
Excellent. Well, hopefully you'll play some gigs so I can come see you.
Well, yeah, that will probably make it more beneficial to my actual life. Yeah, well, maybe I should do that. Bit of planning. Yeah, good thinking.
Do you have a favorite New York haunt?
I used to go, I can't remember the names of any of these places. There was a place around the corner from my place I used to go to all the time, and I knew everybody that worked in there. It was like Cheers bar. Just go in there and they'd go, hey, McLeod! And I was like, this rules. And the other one I used to go to, I can't remember the name of that either. It was like this underground pizza bar. They'd got to go through this special door. Yeah, it was owned by the drummer of the Strokes.
Wow, only in New York.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I was pretty quarantined to my hood. Like I didn't go below Houston, and I never went above 14th.
I lived on 14th for about 2 months.
We don't really need to, do you? As soon as you go there, it gets too hectic. But I was sort of found myself as more of a downtown entity. Uptown I couldn't really relate to.
Yeah.
I think I had the wrong footwear.
Yeah, well, it's fashion week here. It's a little scary.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, especially now. Are you going?
No. I'm sort of anti-fashion.
Oh, good. I'm hearing you. Hey, where are you? What city are you in?
I'm in Montclair, New Jersey.
Yeah, and I got a train to Jersey recently, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I had to go and do a radio station gig in Jersey. When I used to live in New York, I used to go jogging every morning along the Hudson River, and I'd like go to the west side, and I would just jog along that sort of pier down there, and then at the end I would just sit there. I had this thing where I would sit and stare at New Jersey. Every morning I was just sitting there staring at New Jersey. Again, I don't know why. Every day I'd sit there and stare at it for like an hour. There it is.
There's nothing here to see.
I don't know. I was fascinated by it. I was like, I wonder where Bon Jovi are. But I just saw that big clock. I like that big clock. Yeah, that's like your monument.
I guess it's that question of like, would you rather live in a palace with a view of the hole, or would you rather live in the hole with a view of the palace?
Well, you do have the good view. And although, again, I think looking at New Jersey is a good view.
Is it?
Yeah. I've got to think about New Jersey. I think it's cool.
Oh.
Don't go and dog on your own city.
Well, yeah, I've only been here a year. I have quite a good view walking to work of Manhattan, which I quite like.
I always think about how there's so many bands that would be in New Jersey that would look across at Manhattan and think it's just there, but it might as well be another world away. You know, like young kids who are like starting out and they're like, well, you know, one day I'll get my band and I'm gonna get across that water and I'm gonna play in Manhattan, you know. And I always find that quite fascinating because it's just so close. But to some people, you know, it may as well be Germany. Where did you grow up? If you've only been there for a year, where'd you come from?
I'm actually from the Midwest, from Wisconsin.
So is your accent a Midwest accent?
You know, I would think so, but I've been told that I don't have a Wisconsin accent. Well, if I don't have a Wisconsin accent, I don't know what I have.
Yeah, don't ask me. I wouldn't be able to tell. No, you just said American to me.
And I'm sure there's a wide range of Australian accents that I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between.
Oh, very much so, yeah. I always cop a fair bit of shit from my friends for my accent because I'm from Adelaide, which is slightly, I don't know, we speak just slightly differently in Adelaide than they do in New South Wales. And it's getting pointed out to me on a regular basis. People always think I'm from New Zealand.
Oh. Is there a particular city or accent in Australia that gets picked on more? Like here, people pick on the southern accent, you know, like Texas. Yeah. No, we do. Ours is Queensland. Oh.
Yeah, because Queenslanders kind of talk a bit like this. Like our Prime Minister is she from Queensland? Anyway, our Prime Minister has the worst accent ever. Like.
Well, we had George Bush with that Texas accent.
Oh, yeah, see, there you go. Yeah. Next time you should interview an Australian from Queensland and then you'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and we must get to America at some point so we can play some shows for you guys.
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
Put it on the list. No, that was good. We do have plans of going there, just trying to work out when at this point.
All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining me today.
Brilliant. Thanks, Jamie. That was fun.
And there's also sarahmcleod.com.au.
Yeah, whereas the Facebook, I'm on that all the time. And we've also got a Screaming Bikini Facebook that we're on all the time as well. My Twitter name is Sarah McLeod1 because I want more people to get on my Twitter.
Absolutely.
Sarah McLeod and the number 1. Follow me.
Excellent. And then there's also screamingbikini.com.au.
Yeah.
So everyone should go and find all of those things.
Yes, and don't forget Sarah McLeod1. Follow me on Twitter, number 1.
Yeah, and have a good rest of your day.
Well, I shall. You too, honey. Take it easy.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Let me erase. Ha! Let's go. Take 5 just to feel alive, and you can, but you won't. I have a flight to somewhere cool, and you can, but you won't. Ah, yeah. And don't be stressing. It's out of your control. Don't you know it's all about finding out how to be free? So won't you put your hands inside your pockets and turn a blind eye when it's coming to me? And just live life. things that you should find. You think your paradise will wait around for you. You got another thing coming, you jump straight